Western for the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program on July 14th, 2012 at the Jerkins High School reunion in Perry, Florida. And I'm speaking with Mr. James Miller.
James D. Miller.
Mr. James D. Miller, thank you, sir. Thank you for agreeing to do the interview with us today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Mr. Miller, could you say and spell, you've already said James D. Miller, but could you spell your complete name?
My name is James, James, Dennett, Dennett, Miller, Miller.
And when and where were you born, Mr. Miller?
I was born in Lafayette County, called Mayo, in 1938. And I was the second son of S.M.A. Miller. And my father died in 2 years later. And we moved to Perry. And from Perry, West Palm Beach, Key West, with my aunt, because I was living with the aunt, and her husband was in the military. So we did a lot of traveling.
Well traveled. What is your actual day of birth?
11/4/38. November 4th, 1938.
And what was your dad's name?
Solomon Miller.
And where are your mom and dad from originally?
He was from, my father was from Ebbs, Florida. That's in Greenville. My mama from Lovett, that's in Madison County. Both of them in Madison County. But it's 13 miles from Greenville.
You mentioned that you were born in Mayo. Were you born in Mayo proper or in the outskirts? Dade or something like that?
Yeah, Dade.
Okay, Dade.
Yeah.
And were you born in a hospital or were you born at home?
At home, you know, they had midwives during that time. You really didn't know what day you was born, because at that time, midwives wasn't too up on education, and they give false names and, you know, misspelled names and date of birth and all that. So we had to get all that straightened out once I got of age.
Did you have a different name given to you by the midwife than the name you ended up with, or have you always been James D. Miller?
Always been James D. Miller.
And the midwife, do you happen to know who she was?
I don't remember.
Okay, at some point you had been told in the past?
Yeah, because we left Mayo and come here, so Mama never did tell us.
You said you were the second child.
Yeah.
Who was the first child?
His name was Theodis Miller. He was born in Ebb. In Monticello, Perry. No, he was born in Greenville. And he was born October 12th, 1936.
So when you grew up generally in an area mostly with African American people?
Mostly, yeah.
Was there sort of a dividing line or a place that you don't go to these places, you don't go to that places? Or
yes.
How did it work out that you knew where your community was?
Oh, when I came back to Perry, being communicated, it was segregated from Monticello. All the surrounding area. You know, it was, you couldn't get nothing but secondhand stuff. You got secondhand books from the school, from Daly County. We didn't have, when you have the teachers, qualified teachers like math, English, and whatnot, you had the people that graduated from high school, and then they went on and started teaching. They didn't have a degree. So finally, mostly what we had here in Perry was, they taught us what they know, which was good. The white had all the benefits. They had everything football, we had to get the secondhand books, secondhand football togs and all this here. We built our own football field. And the mill always gave you the lumber and the nails and say, y'all go out and build it yourself. You didn't go in the same places. You know, you only worked in places that, you know, saying, well, like Lockhart Drugstore, I worked there. Okay, they sit up to the county and say, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's a lot of things that we experience at this time, and knowing, you know, that we had to have an education. My mama believed in education. My stepfather believed in education. We didn't come up. We wasn't poor, you know, because my stepfather, she married again, which was Fletcher Anderson. And he was a good stepfather to me and my brother. So we were here with just two of us during that time. And when he married again, then I had another sister named Annie Ruth Anderson, another brother named Charles Anderson, and my stepfather at the time, in the 50s and early 60s, he gave us an allowance of $35 a week, and that was a lot of money during that time. So we really didn't want for nothing. I had my first car at the age of 14. And
what kind of car was it?
1941 Mercury. And I wanted a convertible. And he gave us that one, the whole car. So I took an axe and cut it off, cut the top off, and got a whooping for it. But I really enjoyed that car, you know. So I was punished for cutting it off, but I enjoyed a lot of things. Like you always had a job. You know, you always worked for a living. And when we was coming up, my mama taught us, you know, you're going to have to give me half of your money. And I was real stubborn, you know, because I said, I don't feel like giving half of my money, you know. So she talked to me one day and she said, son, I'm not now penny that you make and bring in here. Don't pay now bill. But I'm really getting you ready for adult life, so when you marry, you have to take care of your children. You're going to have to marry, you're going to have to take care of your wife. And saying that car was a good example. The car was an example for you, so you had a wife and 4 children from the beginning. I mean, she explained it to me that way, you know. And I really didn't think about it until, you know, I left, finished high school, and I wanted to go to junior college. And I had 5 scholarships when I finished high school. Yeah. So I wanted to go to Rock Hill, South Carolina, Friendship Junior College, where all my friends was going. She didn't want me to go. So I made my choice. I had to get on the bus and I go to New Orleans. Deal with Martin. I enrolled in Dillon University. Went there for about 6 months, and because I didn't change my classification, I was drafted in the Army. And from the Army, we still had those boundaries, you know.
The Army was segregated then?
Yeah, very segregated. You know, because we had to travel by, at this time, I don't know did you do it, but we had to travel by trains from New Orleans, you know. And we had to sit in the back coaches. But after you got to the north, you can go anywhere you wanted to. You can go to the right, to the even basic training we had, we were segregated.
Do you remember your drill sergeant?
His name was Sergeant Joe Jackson. I remember that real well because
Most people remember the drill sergeant.
he was real mean, real mean, you know. And he the one, you know, he was real short, and he came up and that would say, you know, I'm your mama and your daddy, your sister, and your brother, and you go. And I didn't like it, you know. I can't stand this, you know. But I guess that was the way they were teaching me. So,
Where'd you do your basic training at?
Camp Leroy Johnson, they phased it out right after I lived there and went to Vietnam. I got hurt in Vietnam. Now I wouldn't even tell my mama and them that I was gone. That's how stubborn I was.
What was your job?
Think about it, my job was in the kitchen. Kitchen helper, that's what they called it during that time.
But you still had to go through the combat training and know how to shoot and all that. You were a soldier.
Yes, sir, real soldier, and still don't know what I was fighting for. You know, but I realize now, you know, that they say that the United States was free, but I know that we wasn't. But in Vietnam, I experienced one of the worst things in the world. I tell people about it. That me and a friend was walking down in Saigon.
What was his name?
His name was James Jackson, and he was from, I think, from Philadelphia at this time. And the lady walked up to him and gave him the baby and had a Canadian and pulled it and blew all them up and knocked me out. So when I woke up, I was on my way back home in Germany. So I never did get a chance to explain that to my children until, you know, because all those remembrances come back to you because every time they send you out in the field, you know, they kill somebody, and the way that they were doing body count, that you cut somebody, part of the body off and bring it back. Ear, nose, any part. And that was the most scariest part about the whole thing. And I came back and went to New Orleans, went back to New Orleans and stayed about 2 months. Left there, went to New York. Lived there, I was just searching. And so my mama was still living. She was still living in Perry. And I came back to New York, came back to Perry, and started driving bus for the junior college, North Florida Junior College. I was the first driver to drive from Perry. Pick up the students from Greenville and Madison on the outskirts of it and came on into Madison. In the afternoon, we was at Swanee River Junior College. That was the name of it. That before they changed it. Now the Whitehead had already they had the North Florida Junior College. Well, we was Swanee River Junior College, and they had to teach us in the nighttime. On the time they had school in the daytime, so we was at Madison School.
So it was the same location,
Yeah.
but they just called it one thing for the white students in the daytime and had a different name for the black students at night.
Yeah.
Did you also get your degree? Did you?
No, I didn't get a degree because you know, transferring from a university down to a junior college. You know, did you know you didn't get credit for it?
Really?
But you didn't get credit for it. So I went the 2 years, 1.5 years, I didn't get a degree. But I was majoring in biology. I was going to major in biology. So I had a good background from it. And I got a job at Buckeye, and that was concerning of chemicals, chemistry.
What is the name of that company?
It's Buckeye, Celio. You all got some studies out there now.
Okay.
And I started out there and you know they still had the segregation going on even out there.
At the plant?
Yeah, at the plant.
What year was that?
That was in 1961, 62. And so really it was that you tell the children now that they don't even know that they had white and colored bathroom. They had a cafeteria there. The blacks only ate in the bathroom or on the soda floor. Which they had a bug game, what they call a bug game. You did the hard work. And then it made it sound so good about the job that they had to offer because they had the log manicure. And you know what a manicure is.
Yeah.
Okay? And I thought I was getting me a good job. And I was pulling those logs off the soda and scraping the bark off. Well, okay, I said, well, I'll get me another job, you know, just kept on going. I thought I was going up the ladder. But at this time, we can only get so high. We couldn't get up a job. Sometimes it really hurts you to think about the thing that you went through. And then now you thank God for making you come through. At this particular time we had they wouldn't hire you if they knowed you had finished school. They wouldn't hire you.
Why was that?
Huh? Why was that?
Yes.
You know, in the old days, if they got the blacks learning how to read and write, they would kill them. Okay. So that stuff is still going on, but it was on a different way. It was a lot different, you know. It was just, if you change things now, you're gonna always have a different name of it, a different phase of it. So this is what I experienced in the lifetime. And I worked the Buckeye. They changed the name 2 or 3 times since I was, in there. You know how the big company do, they change names, but they still going to the same.
What's the name of that company now?
It's Buckeye. But they changed it to Buckeye Folded. Then they sold the propaganda, which was still the same. They had different meals all over the world. And I think that's what the name is. He just Buckeye Cilio. I think that's the name of it now. Buckeye Cilio. Because they had a Buckeye and I one time, so. And I did my days in 94. So now,
Is that when you retired?
I retired in 94.
What have you been doing in your time since you retired?
Oh, at the time I was working at Buckeye, I had 3 jobs. I was a concrete finisher. I had my own business. Then I had a janitorial service, which they gave it to me at the Buckeye. And then I worked the Buckeye. But I had people doing the work, and I was just signing, So I stayed in business for a long time. I did a lot of building around here. And because I didn't want my kids to say they had to stay out of school nowadays and go to work. And I had 7 kids. Me and my first wife had 7 kids.
What was your first wife's name?
Simmons Jane Tolliver was his name, Simmons Jane Miller.
And where was she from?
She was from Perry, but she was from Foley. Got that way, yeah.
Turn left instead of turn right.
Yeah.
Okay. And what are your children's names?
My oldest son's name is Darren Anthony Miller. he's still in Germany. And he married and have 3 kids. But he got out the army and went in business for himself, and he transported stuff back to the United States. My second son, he lived in Tallahassee. He got messed up in Germany. So he on 110% disability. My youngest one's still here.
What are the names, your second and third?
Oh, named Gerald Miller. And my youngest son named Vincent Miller, Vincent Andrew Miller. And he's worked for Proctor, which is a contractor from Buckeye. And my oldest daughter, named Velma, she also went to Buckeye. And she was coordinator now, so I don't know what position that where she work at now, but no more than the finishing where she is. I know she was trained to be a coordinator, and she still have that title of it. So. And my other daughter named Deborah Ann, she was living in North Carolina, so she would come back for the reunion, and I get a chance to see her from time to day. And she don't have any kids. And her next daughter was Donna, and she worked for the state. She been working for the state for about 7 years, and she had 3 kids.
So how many total grandchildren do you have?
9.
Okay. And you and your first wife? 9, okay. You and your first wife, you parted ways, or?
Yeah, we divorced from the time because, well, I'm going to tell you just like I have to tell everybody else.
Okay.
She wanted to live right and I wanted to live wrong. So I can't put it on her because she was a great wife. And I liked a lot of women. So, and we was in Pentecost holiness, and I wasn't allowed to smoke. I mean, none of us wasn't allowed to smoke. I drank in Pentecost holiness, but she stayed there and I got out. Because I wanted to drink and smoke on her.
So you're remarried now?
Yeah, I've been remarried twice. Let me see. The next wife was, her name was Peggy Fishburne. She was from Wall City.
Okay. Any children?
No, we didn't have any kids. She had one. But when I brought her here, she decided that she wanted to move on to with somebody else. And then we remarried. And again, I said, now wait a minute now. Married the first time and it was alcohol related. Now the first time I married it wasn't. Next time I said, well, I'm gonna get married. And I promised her a lot of times that I was gonna get married, but I never did because I wasn't intending to. So she talked me into it, and so I married her. Then I remarried her.
Still didn't take?
No. I had a lot of money. And she thought she was going to get half of it. You know. But I seen when she was out, start acting funny, I started moving my money. And we had bought a home. I had about 4,400 square feet of it. I had everything I wanted to. So when we went to court, they gave her the house and wanted to give her the property that I had, but I had never got it in my name totally, so that's the way I kept it. And then I met another girl, and we stayed together 3 months because she called it on me. And that's the first time, I was 62 years old, that's the first time I ever had handcuffs on me. I said, Lord, if I ever get out of this outdoor, you know. So finally we just quit.
What was her name?
Her name Barbara Bryant. And she lived next door to me, you know, when I was rebuilding my house. And we stayed separated. I mean, and I divorced her right after then because after she had me put in jail, I know it wasn't going to be no more of that. So it went about, some years, and that's my wife just walked out. We've been married going on 5 years.
And what's her name?
Her name's Viola Bellamy Miller.
And how did you meet?
She lived 3 blocks from me, around the house, and when I leave church, I never did go nowhere but go to the house, go to the store, come back, and went by there one day, and I was talking to her, and I said, well, I know her from about 30-something years ago now. 30-something years ago, I met her, and she told me, no, I'm not interested in you. Well, at this time, I was drinking that oil, so it really made it sound real good. Well, I started building this house around here on Sanders Street, where I'm living now. And she passed by, and I told her, I said, well, I'm building this house for you. Just joking. Didn't know it was for real. And went around there, and we started. I asked, could I take her out? She said, yeah. She said, I only go to church. I don't go no place. I said, well, I go to church, and I go to your church on 2nd and 4th. You go with me on 1st and 3rd, because New Brooklyn, we have 4 Sundays. So we started going that afternoon and started riding and just talking, and we started, and well, look here. No, I'm not going to live with no man without I'm married. We're not going to sleep together unless we married. And I said, now this is something I don't like. You know, because I'm from the old school now. You know, once you test everything before you got married. I'm sorry if I bring it this way, but it is the truth. And so she had, so we got married February 9th. 2000. And that was a record in period. That was history because when I got married to her, my first girlfriend was right across the street on Hampton Spring. And I was the oldest man in period, got married in 2008. And we're still together. Really, I enjoy it. And I only go to church. I wake at dawn in the morning, from 5 to 1. I leave there and go home and sleep about 2 or 3 hours. Then I go to Walmart. She worked the lands. She been out 25 years. So what we only do now is just work, go home, and go to church, and go out of town sometime, and tend the grands.
This is a life that's working for you now.
This is a life that's working for me. It's a great life.
I'd like to take you back to some of your memories of Jerkins High School. Who were your favorite teachers?
Corey Turner was my favorite teacher. Merle Williams was good. But we had good teachers at this time, you know. But being young as we were, mischievous, we mistreated him too. But Corey Turner was the type of course that he taught us biology. And when you left his class, you know something. And he taught us about military life and He's more of a father to us, you know.
What sports did you like the best?
I liked the football just because that's what I had. I made our conference 2 years.
What position?
I played guard, center, and forward. I played 3 positions.
Who was your most significant rival?
Believe it or not, the one that we had was Monticello, Madison, and we played a larger way. I don't think you remember Huey Dixon.
Yes, sir.
He was from Gainesville. He went on to play pro because he went to Indiana. We was co-champ 3 years. We champ 1 year, but I forgot what year it was. But I can look in the yearbook and tell you, but I don't.
So Alachua, that was Mabane. What were the names of the other 2 schools?
Howard in Monticello was Howard.
Howard?
High school, and then Monticello, I believe it was, I don't remember their name now. Madison, I know it was high school.
Who was your principal?
We had Mr. Howard Warner.
And what are your memories of Mr. Warner?
Mr. Warner gave me my first whooping.
Well, what did you do to earn that?
Well, me and one of my friends, we said that, you know, if he hits you first, we gonna jump him. And you know that time they had paladin school, whooping school. We decided that we were gonna put tags in Mr. Fall's seat. That was Mr. Fall, he was teaching us history.
History teacher.
Yeah, and we were going to his class. And we put some tape in his seat, and he sent us to the principal. And so we were going to jump the principal. And he started with the bill, but then, you know, then later on, he started with the... Anyway, it came down to it, but it taught me a lesson that your friends that say that they're going to help you, don't look for it.
You ended up fighting the principal yourself.
I didn't fight him much, he was doing the fighting, and I was doing the dodging, but my friend the one that run down. You know,
What was his name?
his name was Henry Jerry Smith.
He left you hanging.
Left me hanging. And then I wanted to get him, you know, so we wound up having it. But then after that, Mr. Warner, you know, he punished us and all that, but he turned out to be a real good principal for me. But he had to teach me a lesson, you know, so.
What is your favorite memory of high school as you think back on it?
Me and a guy named Junior Baylock had the same girlfriend.
What was her name?
Aggie Mae Washington. She went to college in South Carolina. He went to Texas, and I went to Dallas. Then neither one of us together, but we shouldn't have even talked about it. But so now we came to be best friends. He got to be principal in Swanee. He was principal.
Of the junior college?
No, high school. He was just, yeah, and superintendent are both Jasper. So we went in business over here. We went in business together. We built a funeral home over here, right across the road. And he one of my best buddies. And so we still get together and we talk about it. But we love each other. You know, it's a good experience in life.
Where'd you go to elementary school? The first place you went to school?
Here in Perry, we were going to these churches. You know, we didn't have a school. We The Ku Klux Klan went down the school here first time
How do you know it was the Klan?
because they said it was. They had the sheets on. They didn't hide it during that time.
Okay, so it was clear.
Yeah, it was clear.
Did either of those schools have names, or they were just named after the churches that they were held at?
Yeah, we had one which, we had one at Reverend Diggs Baptist Church. I forgot the name of it.
Reverend Diggs?
Yeah, he was the pastor there. And we had one at elementary, and Miss May Lizzie. That was a room in my boarding house or whatever during that time.
Miss May Lizzie's house?
Yeah, Horace McLeod, Dad's mama. I don't remember too much about it, but anyway, we had to go to school there, and then we had the hall, which was for Jerkin, one of Jerkin's schools, and it was condemned, but then they turned it into a Masonic hall. So I went to school there, but before they started building this school here in 1954, 1953.
How about middle school, or was that
That was just combined.
Jerkins, all the other?
All of it combined. We didn't have no division in it at all.
When you went through that era of from segregation to seeing the integrated public schools later on, do you think the schools are better, worse, something been lost? I mean, what are your thoughts on going from how it was to how it is now?
My thought is this: they got a better opportunity, but the teaching is very different because you have, you have a lower and a higher immigration segregation, and it's still going on. At one time, say you have a slow learner, you put them in small slow learning class. And now if you don't go to school, if they don't like you, they'll send you to maternity school. So 90% of the students do not graduate. They graduate from the Votech down here.
Is that different from when you went to school?
Yes, very different. When we was in school, we usually had to get our lesson, and we wasn't getting suspended. You don't learn that when you're suspended. And once you're suspended, we got to whoop into the school, and your mama didn't whoop you, so it was different. But now they get suspended. They don't do nothing to them. But just say, well, we can't handle it, so we'll put you out of school. I know a case right now. A 10-year-old boy at school is expelled. He's 10 years old, he can't go to school right now.
It doesn't leave a very bright future for him, does it?
None whatsoever. Whatever you had to do, and right now I say that integration hurt the students in Perry for a long time.
How did it do so?
Because the quality of teaching, they didn't get, the teacher cared about you at Jerkins. And you had pics when they went over to them. Now all my children came from Taylor County High. Every one of them. Now my grands, they doing the thing now. They had to get their lesson too, because me and my wife both made sure that they get their lesson.
Are you concerned about the kids going to school now? Black kids?
Very concerned. When I went down to McDonald's, and I told the kids this, I said, now, every one of y'all finish school, I'm gonna give you some money. See, I wasn't married, so I was just making money and I give it to them. So I saved up around $700, so every one they graduated, I gave them the money, and they thought I was joking. Because I believe in education. I know how hard it was for me. And I know how hard it is now. If you don't get an education, you ain't gonna get no job. Even with an education, it's hard. They're growing, it's growing, but it's growing slowly. I still think that we're still behind about 50 or 60 years. That's my thought.
What are your thoughts about President Obama? What kind of job has he done, and do you think he can get reelected?
I want him to. And just like, you know, when people don't want you to do something, I think he's very cool. He's very cool. You know, under pressure, he's cool. Even the thing, I don't think I've never heard people talk about a president as bad as they talk about him. They don't give him credit for nothing. And me and my wife both say, I don't care what kind of president you have. If either one of them don't have God in them, so they can't have no control. And that's been proven. And I hope he get back in, but I only hope if the next president get in and have God in him, not just going to get the job. I'm going to vote for him. I only voted for Democrats. I never voted Republican. And that ain't no secret. They know it everywhere. And I don't mean to be, you know, but I am direct. I'm very outspoken. And everybody know me, know I speak like this all the time. And I just had a pacemaker put in about we're gone 3 weeks now. So
how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Except, you know, when you can't do nothing and you're used to doing things on your own. And see, now I just can't lift my home up this high. But in 27th, I can go ahead and lift it up because it'll be up enough for me every day. But I think it helped me a whole lot now. I feel a lot better and everything.
Do you have a regular routine of things that you do to stay busy besides just the work? I mean, that's busy too.
That's why I stay busy. And see, when my wife get up and she go to work, and if I'm staying home, she'll tell me, say, you do such and such a thing, why come you ain't did this, why ain't? I said, well, if I'm gonna work, I'm gonna get paid for it. So I got me a second job. She don't want me to work, but I enjoy working because I am a people person. I love people, and what I'm doing at McDonald's and at Walmart is I meet everybody, come in, and I love talking to them.
What do you hope comes out of these Jerkins reunions? There was one with 500 people and then 200 people. Now there's a good number of people here. How long do you hope to see those continue, and what comes out of these?
I don't think it's going to continue from what I can hear now. There's so many people want something for nothing. Yeah. And the girls that did this planning on this, they worked real hard. I did in the first one, but the rest of them I haven't. And I love all my classmates. I done met a lot of them since I've been back here. I hope that what come out of Cherokee is from 1932 to 1970 when they closed Cherokee down. And I think because when we was at Cherokee, we had more people to come out as lawyers and doctors. So my brother had a doctorate degree in law. And my granddaughter, my niece, she was a judge in Virginia, but she come back down now. Her name's Sandy Robertson. My brother was named Charles Anderson. He graduated from A&M and Columbia University. And well, he got his doctorate degree from Columbia University, New York. So I really had a good life, and what we need now is teachers that teach the children. But it's a disadvantage because children having children, so therefore it's a hardship. Now our grandson last year, one of the best running backs in the state of Florida.
What's his name?
Tony Jackson.
Here at Taylor County?
Yeah. There was 7 of them had scholarship. He had a scholarship at Western Illinois, but he didn't take the right courses at Taylor County High. Same thing I was trying, saying this, that they need guidance. They need to tell you what you're gonna do. In Division I school, you're gonna have to be smart. You're gonna have to get. And the University of Florida wasn't interested in it because they got the best running backs in this. Well, all the good athletes from Florida, just about. I'm not bragging, but they are. Y'all from Gainesville?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And they cut you short. I am a Seminole fan. I love the Seminoles. And I hope he will get him a job and go to school. We're trying to help him. But I have, me and my wife both have 16 grand together. And we try to give them all that they can get. And every time when I make on the road, we give them $50 to $100. And they keeping us broke now. Because every time you look around, and if I can carry through the pictures and everything, my granddaughter and her granddaughter are the same age. They go to the same school. They both A, B honor roll, honor society. Both of the girls now. The boys ain't. Now my grandson in Ohio, he's still on honor roll. But these around here, I don't think so. It's too much recreation.
Mr. James D. Miller, on behalf of the Samuel Proctor Oral History Program, I'd like to thank you very much for contributing this time and sharing your memories about Jergens High School. It's been a great pleasure. I'd like to close the interview with that thanks and also to offer you final privilege. So if any comment that you'd like to make about something in the interview, something we covered, something we didn't cover, whatever it will be, this will be the last time I speak, and when you finish with whatever your comments are, that will conclude this interview with our thanks.
Okay, I enjoy the interview with y'all. Y'all been very honest with me, and y'all are professionals. And I'm glad to give this interview, and I was truthful about it. Didn't get it no slack, and I really enjoyed it. So thank y'all.